Alright everybody. What's up everybody? This is Daysun Civil Days Music and Sound Design. Just here, I haven't been here in a long time, getting back into it. So let me give introductions. It is a day in which I'm going to go over a couple of beats that I made in Maschine as well as on Ableton, in Ableton Push. So what I use here is I use the Ableton Push, I use Ableton, I use the Maschine Studio, I merge them together. Some stuff I make directly on the machine, some things I make directly in the Ableton Push. Alright, I got a couple tracks that I've been using. You know, they got the new kits that came out as far as the Elastic Thump, and the last one, I forgot the name of the last one, but it's a what do you call it? Grind. It's like a grind kit. And I'm not sure the name of it, but I don't have that one yet. But when I get that one out, I'll go into that one. But most of the stuff that I'm going to play either comes off Elastic Thump or some of the kits that I have. So let me explain some things I'm going to do and what this channel is going to do. My channel is going to go in the learn the machine direction, and it's also going learning Ableton, as well as when I learn tips or things that I learned that are new, I'm going to display them on the channel as well. There are some things that I don't know, which you, my viewers, will probably give me tips on as well, which is great. So we can start this production community and we can start growing. I'm going to review sound kits and give you information. Especially, I'm a person that pretty much, I have a family. So when you got a family, you got to do stuff on a budget. Sometimes that budget is a free budget. I have my microphone on. Sometimes that budget is a budget of free. I don't have no money. So since I don't have no money, there's certain things that you got to do workarounds. You got to get free VSTs. You got to get free instruments, free sounds. And I'm going to plug you into those free sounds. I'm going to plug you into some kits. As well as I make kits, and I'm going to have kits up for sale. And I have kits on my page, which is on cdmesd.com. That's cdmesd.com. So I have kits on there that'll be for sale. It'll be beginner kits as well as anything that I have available. I'm actually working on a kit now, which is called the Gold Standard. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to finish the Gold Standard or if I'm going to work on the Gorilla Kit 2. Back in 2014, I released a kit that is called the Gorilla Kit. It was a success for me, because it was my second foray, I have to say, but my first successful foray into producing a kit, having a concept behind it, which was like warehouse sounds, and how the found sounds were from the warehouse, and I merged them with conventional sounds, the drums, snares, keys, keychains, things of that nature, and put them with hits, and came up with the Gorilla Kit. I've been collecting sounds around the house. I've been collecting sounds out in the community. I've been collecting sounds in different places, even my children and various instruments that I have. So be on the lookout for the Gorilla Kit 2 or the Gold Standard. I may just go ahead and finish the Gold Standard, get the Gold Standard out there and get some hits. I'm also going to delve into sound design. I'm going to go over my recorder, which is an H4n Zoom. And with that H4n Zoom, I may have it over here. Let's see. Yes. So here's my H4n Zoom. The crazy thing is about my H4n Zoom is my daughter just dropped it on the microphone. So I have one dangling microphone, and this was my trusty field recorder. So I'll be going over this and how we get sounds and how you EQ sounds and putting sounds together. And it's not just putting stuff on top of each other or cutting up samples and throwing them out there. That's not really sound design. When you're designing the sound, you're trying to shape it, mold it, put different effects on it, and make it something that's yours. All right. So on to the big part. Let's get to some of the beats I've been working on. I know it looks dusty in here. It's the lighting, but we're gonna work on the lighting. We're gonna get it right. I can't record my screen as of right now. I don't have Camtasia. Oh. Everybody, I do have my Patreon page up. My Patreon page is Daysun Civil. If you look for Daysun Civil or look for Civil Days Music and Sound Design, That's Civil Days Music and Sound Design. I'll leave a link under the description below, and you'll be able to get your information from me there. All right, so let's just go over a couple of tracks that I've been working on. I have Ableton. You may not be able to see it on this camera right here, but you definitely can see it right here. So in Ableton, I've been learning Ableton off and on because I'm a teacher, so I have to get it in where I can get it in. So what I've been doing is my man Low Class Productions. He actually gave me some sounds, and with those sounds, the Canary Kit, and which I want to do a review. That's another thing we're going to do here, review kits. With those sounds, there's 16 pads here, which is called a drum rack. So I made a drum rack, and in that drum rack, I took some sounds from an Ableton drum rack, and I also added sounds from the Canary Kit. And from the Canary Kit, I was just able to ensure that, if you give me 1 second. Just working on one of my keys. With this one, I wanted like an ominous sound, you know, some kind of spooky. But what I do have to say is that the kit, the bass patch was just a. And I wanted it to sound something original since I don't have the bass patch. And I love that sound. And I know it's out there somewhere. It might be a Monarch and things of that nature, but I have to find an actual patch like that. And then what I want to do is then I'll start playing it myself because I play keys as well. I have the Novation Impulse. I know some people are probably like, well, why don't you have the Native Instruments keyboard? Well, right now I don't have Native Instruments keyboard money. Like I said, we're going to talk about how to do things in a free manner. All right. So what I did with that is pretty much I just chopped it up to my liking. And if I solo here, you can actually hear. Now, one thing I got to figure out, so I know how to adjust my zoom and my start and my ends and my sample and nudge the notes a bit, but sometimes I do still hear the clips. So I'm trying to delve into it more and learn how, because I use the decay tip where you can, like when you go in here, you can fade in and fade out on the ends of the sample, and then it's just a smooth transition in, or you can do a decay. If you do a decay in or decay or bring the attack in, then you can get rid of the clicks and samples. And then this all started from a voice. It was a voice song, it was a voice pattern that came from the Canary Kit. What I did is I took it and I basically reversed the sounds. So I reversed the sounds, and in reversing the sounds, I was able to get something a little more haunting, because I wanted something that sounded haunting. I haven't even added this in yet. Because the track is still working. I'm still working on it. Of course, you know I got my keys. I play that arpeggiated portion. actually a B. I had to find the key, which is a B. Which is a B minor. It's a B minor, but I did B, the octaves of B, in the right hand. So I have it. That is like if I stop playing it, it's why. One thing about these Canons, you only get that 12 minutes, and you got to get back into them. So that was a B octave, a B minor. It's B minor or B augmented. What I did is the third note of a B. Typically, the major is B, B, E flat, G flat, or B, D sharp, F sharp. So what I did is I moved. So probably I moved the second or the third, because you got the first, third, and the fifth of the B chord, and I moved it down to make it a minor, major, minor, major, minor, and I just added the B octave at the end, and then I added other chords to it, but. Now what I'm going to do in the future is I'm actually going to go over more things I learned about the Ableton Live and Ableton Push. Like I still need to learn the arrangement. I'm learning more about arrangements, but I really want to learn how to arrange my songs in Ableton Push. And you can either use the linear mode or you can actually use the session mode. Yes, session and arrangement modes. But we'll go over that later. Now, over here in Maschine, Elastic Thump. Alright, so let me... some of these sounds... MSX, they did a good job, man. Daniel Steele. What I will say is that most of the stuff was done either in June or May, but I'm just getting the time to make a good video for you. And what I'm trying to do now is just go over a little bit of this. So you heard a couple of the kits that I used. This was the it was the Busy kit, it was the Emerald kit, the Engine Go kit, and I put a guitar in there. And there's a bent guitar, which I played on the keyboard. So I throw effects on there, saturation filter. And I'm making like mood music, you know what I'm saying? So here's just a little bit of what I was doing. because I was looking for like that Terminator ambiance, that grimacing, something's coming for you, that horror movie type feeling, and that's what I came up with. If I could isolate my melody, let's see. About these sounds came right from the elastic thump kit. So that's it, y'all. I'm done. I may edit this, I may not. We'll see. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.